It's Monday night. Let's do a mock draft. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the SB Fantasy Football Podcast. I'm RD flying solo tonight. Just want to do a mock draft. You know, I said I was going to do one once a month, and it was going to be the first Monday of the month. And guess what? It's the first Monday. Here we go, right? So, trying out doing this live thing on Facebook, YouTube, and X right now, just to see. We got Lizzie over there on YouTube. Hello. And I'm sure she's popping in to make sure that sound and everything's fine. But, you know, it just, I'm not ready for the football season yet because I know we got to get through. We're in the NHL playoffs, the NBA playoffs. We're smack dab in the beginning of baseball season. We got a lot going on. But, man, something always brings us back to fantasy. So, but we're going to do Fantasy Pros mock draft. This is something that you can just pull up. It's free. Now, if you want to use some of the enhanced versions of this, you got to log in and, you know, have an account or have premium. But I just use the base stuff. I'm going to go ahead and add it to the screen so you can follow along. If you're listening to this on Apple, Spotify, iHeartRadio, wherever you listen to your podcast, you can see the video version of this on Facebook, YouTube, and X, and vice versa. So if you're watching this, you got to catch it on the go, and you don't have time to watch a video. You just want to listen to this terrible voice of mine. Hey, we're everywhere, baby. All right, so this it's really cool. This is your draft configuration. You can customize it. You can actually sign in and sync your league up as well, which is really cool. I'm not they are not a sponsor. I'm not affiliated with them. I'm just telling you, I like the tool here. I use them a lot anyways. But anyhow, I've got the 2024 season already loaded. We're doing PPR. It's going to be a snake draft. And we're going to just do opponent pick logic basic. You know, all this other stuff is locked. You can do linear if you want. Now, obviously, have half PPR and standard scoring. And you can bring in some dynasty as well. We're going to do 12 teams. I'm going to hit randomize here in a second. I'm going to bring this over here because I want to be able to look at this screen, you know, a little bit, you know, closer to one another. Let me get this over here just in case someone pops in here. Hopefully it doesn't change anything. Yeah, let's leave it right over here. How about that? I'm screwing around. I'm screwing around with it too much. All right. We're going to hit randomize. We're going to figure out our pick position, and then we'll go from there. And then we'll take a look and see. Oh, buddy, where are we landing? 6. I like dead center. I do like the corners first. You know, the 101, you get a lot. You know, obviously you get the pick of the litter, right? But you got a lot of time between, you know, by the time it comes around to get you. But you do get the wraparound. But I do like the 12th or the end, you know, the heel. If you're in 10 team, whatever, 10 and 11 pick. If you're 12, it's 12 and 13, etc. So we're number 6 here. We're doing 1 QB. We're doing 2 running backs, 3 receivers, a tight end, a kicker, a defense, and a flex. We're going to do 6 bench spots. Are you ready? Yes, I am. Let's start the draft. And we'll slow this down and pause it as it goes. We should be able to see the draft board. This is what we want to see. Wait. Hold on. Let's make this bigger. There we go. So you can see who's been drafted, right? It's going to give you your draft log, your needs, everything like that, your predictor, pick predictor, and things like that. I mean, if I'll be honest with you, I don't know how things like. There's a reason Justin Jefferson fell to me here, right? Let's be honest. There's a reason, and it's because of the QB situation up there. He with a good QB, he's the best in the league, right? Or arguably. I think Jamar Chase and Tyreek Hill has something to say about that, but you do have the Sun God here, and that's who I'm going to pick. I'm going to pick the Sun God. I don't think there's any other question here. I'm going to go receiver, and I would normally go. I would pick him, but I just can't bring myself to it. I do want to look at the first round real quick because now we've already flipped to the second round, right? McCaffrey went 101, Tyreek Hill 2, Bijan Robinson, CeeDee Lamb, Jamar Chase. I took Amon-Ra. Jefferson right after me. Breece Hall. Puka Nacua. Puka in the first round, baby. I mean, he was the pickup of the year last year. Well, I mean, Kyron Williams had something to say about that as well. But anywho, you got Wilson, A.J. Brown, and then Jahmyr Gibbs finished off the first round. Making the turn, Marvin Harrison Jr., rookie, 201. Holy moly. Then you got Williams, Adams, London, Barkley, Taylor, Jonathan Taylor. It's kind of late for him, too. My goodness. That seems awfully strange. That seems awfully late. All right, so here we are. The 207 spot. I don't know about drafting Chris Olave here. I also don't think I want to draft Josh Allen in the second. I got Brandon Ayuk. Where's he going to end up? Are they trading Deebo Samuel or are they trading Ayuk? Somebody's going. And then also taking Laporta this early? I don't think so. If you scroll down, you can see some other options that you have. You're currently in the tier 3s, according to them. Michael Pittman, Travis Etienne, Jalen Hurts, DJ Moore, Mike Evans. I mean, do I really want Chris Olave? If they're telling me to do it, I'm just going to do it this time. But no, I would not take him. I just wouldn't. I think I would have really hoped to get Jonathan Taylor here. But, yeah, looking at everything else, I could justify taking Josh Allen. I really could. But let's go Olave. Let's do it. Boy, these names fly off the board. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at the round 2. Again, Barkley and Taylor were taken just before me. I took Olave. Cooper Kupp after that. Brandon Ayuk, A-Chain, Mahomes, Nico Collins. And then we're into the third. Deebo Samuel, Waddle, Stephon Diggs, ETN, Josh Allen, and now I'm on the clock. I've got 2 receivers already. Right now they're recommending Pittman. I think I got to go running back. It kind of sucks being dead center because, I mean, trust me, I'd love to get Laporta. Can he produce what he did last year? I don't see why not. But he did get injured towards the end of the year. I'm going to give me a running back. I don't want to grab me a third receiver already. Let's do Rachaad White. I'll take it unwillingly. I don't like picking from the 6 hole. Apparently, I had more fun last month picking from the 12th. I was like rocking and rolling. And here we go. So we got Lamar Jackson here. Here's something I'm looking at. I'm hoping I can get James Cook on the next round or Isaiah Pacheco. I don't want Amari Cooper. And I think I will splurge and try to get Lamar. All right, I'm not trying. He's right here, and I'm going to pick him. All right. I didn't even give you a little recap of Joe Mixon's there. Christian Kirk. All right. Let's take a look at round 4. I didn't even talk about the end of round 3. DJ Moore went after Rachaad White. Love DJ Moore. Michael Pittman, Mike Evans, Sam Laporta, Malik Neighbors, Josh Jacobs at the end. He's up there in Green Bay this year. Make some notes of that. Smith, Henry, Metcalf, Kelsey in the 4th. This is the second time I've seen him go in the 4th, and along with other mock drafts and other people doing live action mock drafts. He's just been falling this year. Just signed a huge contract. Rashee Rice, then you got Jalen Hurts. I took Lamar Jackson. Keenan Allen after that. Pacheco, Tank Dell. Man, he's so fun to watch. Houston's going to be crazy this year. It's going to be so much fun to watch. Amari Cooper, then Zay Flowers ends the 4th. We started the 5th off with James Cook. I would have been happy to get him in the 5th here. Kenneth Walker the 3rd. Trey McBride, Alvin Kamara. See, Trey McBride is a good pick right here in the 5th. I really, he scores points, right? And as long as that little fella's happy or healthy, she'd see some action, a little Kyler action. Alvin Kamara after that, James Conner. Now it's on me. Like I said, I was telling you that I want Joe Mixon. It's either that, Aaron Jones, Ramondre Stevenson. Ramondre Stevenson right now, I think it's a little early. But, I mean, that's all they got up there. Like, he was a solid play last year. All right, let's get Mixon. Let's put ourselves out of the misery. These mock drafts, they'll kill you. So you see everybody going off the board. Let's take a look and see what happened after I picked. We had T. Higgins, C.J. Stroud, Aaron Jones, Ramondre Stevenson, Roma Doozy, and George Pickens. That's the end of round 5. On to the 6th. Dave Montgomery, Mark Andrews in the 6th. Wow, that's insane. Christian Kirk, Zamir White, Williams, Kincaid. Kincaid's a good pick, and to me, that's great value in the 6th, I think. I really believe that. I love these names, too. Then we got Scary Terry, Calvin Ridley, DeAndre Swift, Tony Pollard. Yeah, I think that we're going to have to go Scary Terry here. Or, you know what? I take that back. I am torn. I'll be honest. I am torn between Calvin Ridley and Scary Terry. I really am. And you really I'm gonna go Scary Terry. I have to. I've been any chance I get to pick him, I pick him. I do. I like him. I like him a lot. All right, let's see who was picked up. Nick Chubb, then Richardson, Swift, Johnson, Mostert. That into the 6th. Into the 7th, we got Kyle Pitts, Tony Pollard, Jaden Reed, Chris Godwin, Calvin Ridley. And this is hilarious. This is actually kind of funny. 2 running backs for Pittsburgh are here. You got ECR that for Najee Harris, 79. He's running back 25. ECR for Jaylen Warren at 83, running back 27. Their ADPs are 90 and 93, respectively. Like, I don't know who's gonna get the majority of the ball. I really do think it's gonna be Harris. I think they figured that out towards the end of the year. Like, we got to get this guy the ball. But I tell you what, Warren just eats into his action every single week. But I really do feel that Harris is going to be, and I do need a running back at this point. It's not that I don't believe in Jordan Addison or picking up another receiver or DeAndre Hopkins. I mean, guy's a legend. But let's go Najee Harris. This team's going to suck. I guarantee. This is the worst damn draft I've ever done. Oh, boy. What's up, Dylan? What's up, Cletus? How are we doing? Hope everybody's doing well. I tell you what, boys. I'm drafting out of the 6th hole on a 12-team PPR, and this is the worst team I've ever drafted in my life. The worst team. All right, let's see who went after. I don't feel great about that. Of course, Warren went right after Harris. Williams after him. Worthy, Burrow, Joe Burrow finally on the board here. Marquise Brown and George Kittle. Then Kyler Murray finally goes in the 8th. Dak Prescott behind. I don't know. Like, wouldn't you take Dak before Murray here, especially in fantasy? I'm not talking about like real life, got to win some games. I mean, you probably pick Dak over Murray, right? Because, I mean, Murray hasn't done anything. It's definitely Prescott. But, yeah, I mean, I would take Dak over Murray in fantasy. Spears went after that. Jordan Love. I would take Jordan Love in front of both of them. Works well with taking over the worst team in the AFL. My team sucks. Sucks so bad. I would take Jordan Love over both of them. Then you got McConkey. I can't say that name right. Then Addison. And then here's what we got. These are just kind of recommendations. Did I fill in get this stupid ad out of the way? Yeah, quit seeing ads. Look, oh yeah. It's like, stop seeing ads. Why am I seeing this ad? Why are you seeing this ad? I want a Nissan, I guess. Let's take a look at the roster real quick. We got Lamar Jackson, Rashad White, Joe Mixon, Amon-Ra, Chris Olave, Scary Terry. We got Najee Harris in the flex. Now, I don't have a tight end, and I just saw who I want to take. And I think that's what I'm going to do. I am a big fan. There's Tua right there, too. I might go grab me 2 quarterbacks. I think I am going to go ahead and pick Evan Ingram. Just to be honest with you, I mean, you see the players that are coming up. I already got a quarterback. We got Lamar Jackson. Man, could you imagine having Lamar Jackson and Tua? I'm talking in fantasy. That team was just fine. I appreciate that. Pairs nicely. All right. No rushing yards are too valuable. All right. Like the feedback, boys. All right, so yeah, we're gonna go Evan Ingram here. That's who we're gonna draft. We're gonna go ahead, and that is our starting lineup right now as it sits. I already see my next pick. This is who I'll be picking. Let's go ahead and take a look and see who was picked after Evan Ingram. Austin Eckler. Austin Eckler in the 8th, people. Can you freaking believe it? It's unthinkable, and it's crazy enough that he's in Washington. I don't know, man. Dylan with the suck up. That team sucks. You guys are crazy. Oh, man. Austin Eckler in the 8th. Then Dustin Hopkins, Williams, Sutton, Brock Purdy finally comes off the board in 8 at the end of the 8th round. And then you got Thomas, Watson, Smith, Lockett, and then Robinson. All right. I'm telling you right now, I'm not picking Devin Singletary. Not doing it. Zach Mox will win people championship this season. Of course, he's starting running back for Cincy. The fact that he goes this low is insane. He's already shown you what he can do. And like when Jonathan Taylor went down, dude, he stepped in every single time. He wasn't like what's his name and in the Chargers every time Eckler went out. You know, I can't even think of his name right now. He's so damn irrelevant. Anyways, yeah, we're picking obviously. No offense to Devin Singletary, he's going to run wild this year up in New York. He really is. He's a pass catching back. He's going to get those yards. He just showed you what he could do down in Houston. He wasn't Houston last year, right? Yeah. He cut in on Pierce's time. Oh, big time. But anyways, that's who we're picking. I don't care what the experts say. We're going. There's my homer pick of the draft. Is this a 3 QB league? No. This is a 1 QB league. This isn't like a super flex. Now I'll tell you this. Let me tell you something. All right. Our league, the Strike Up Air Fantasy Football League, the Super Flex League, we will be kicking that thing back off. We'll be drafting in August or whatever. Another announcement. If you want to get in on I know this is crazy, but if you want to get in the WNBA Fantasy Basketball League, I'm pretty sure we're drafting like this Wednesday. Alan, we're going to talk about it this Wednesday. We got to draft before, I think the first game is on May 14th. And so if you want to be a part of that, let us know, and then we'll get after it. All right. Why does that look funny? There we go. All right. Let's see who went after this awesome pick. Zach Moss, Trey Benson, Singletary, Brooks. I always say Charbonnet, but it's Carbonet, I suppose. Chase Brown. Then Curtis Samuel rounds out the 9th. To kick off the 10th, you got Gus Edwards, Chuba Hubbard, Ezekiel Elliott, which I think is kind of low. I don't know what he's going to do for Dallas this year, but he is going to he's going to be the starter. You know, I like watching paint dry. Oh, Jesus. You want to be in the league. I know you want to be in the league. I know Dylan's really excited. Jerome Ford, then Jerry Jeudy, Blake Corum, and now I'm on the clock. And who do I want? Here's my roster. QB, Lamar Jackson. Then we got White and Mixon. Receivers, Brown, Olave, and McLaren. Tight ends, Ingram. Then we got in the flex, Najee Harris. So it's bench time, right? We got got an extra running back already in there. I love Jacoby Myers. I really do. And I like Josh Downs. But I don't know about Vegas this year. I really don't. I feel like Josh Downs would be the better pick here, but I think the safe play is going to be Jacoby. I think so. I think I'm stretching if I go the other way. I think there's just more upside for Jacoby Myers. I don't know. Yeah, let's just get it over with. Let's pull that Band-Aid off. All right, here we go. Board's flying now. Let's see what we got. Khalil Herbert went after Myers, then Josh Downs, Keon Coleman, Williams, Chandler to end the 10th into the 11th. Mitchell kicked things off, then Njoku, Rico Dowdle. Is he going to start? Who's starting? Is it Zeke or is it Rico? Adam Thielen after that, and then Jahan Dotson. Here we are. This is where I like to pick either, I like to keep the bench balance between receivers and running backs. Don't really go for 2 tight ends. If I did, I would have picked somebody else earlier, I think, just to kind of get two relatively good studs. Zeke's going to start? No kidding. Any rookies? Brian Thompson, Xavier Worthy? They already went. Yeah, they already got picked. And I'll show you the draft board whenever I'm done. I think last time I just looked at my picks and then moved right along. Zeke is getting goal line, so it won't matter who starts. I don't really. I guess I said who starts. I should have said who's going to get the ball more. I think you're right. I think Zeke's just going to be a goal line vulture this year. And so if you can get him in the 10th and you plug him in your flex, he's probably going to get you at least 1 touchdown a week. You're going to be doing all right. Yeah, I guess what I'll do is I'll take my backup tight end. Hell, Jake Ferguson can start. I know I'm going to listen. I know that Evan Ingram's going to miss a week or two along the way. Hey, look at this right now. Take a look at the left side of this screen. Tua is still available. Justin Herbert, Jared Goff. Now, obviously, Goff is kind of a stretch, and Herbert had a terrible season last year. But Tua won some leagues. So, all right, I'm going to take Jake Ferguson, sure up my backup tight end there. All right. Ooh, I got a steal alert. Experts ranked Jake Ferguson, and it went away. All right. McLaughlin went after that. Romeo Dobbs, Miller, Gibson, Algier, Shakir. Look how far down Shakir is. All right. He was the end of the 11th, the end of the 12th. Brock Bowers, Gabe Davis, J.K. Dobbins, Daniels, Cooks, Shaheed, and now I'm on the clock. I don't mind taking Miles Sanders here. I also don't mind taking a defense. Why'd I say it like that? Defense. I've got 1, 2, 3 more bench spots. I need defense. I need a kicker. I wouldn't mind getting Tua. Tua is still available. Like, I'm drafting Tua. Screw it. Send it. There we go. What's going on in the world? Is it because he can't play in cold weather? Okay. I don't need him to win in January. Hell, I don't need him to win a lot in December. Just like 1 or 2 weeks. Let's go back up and see what happened. Palmer went after him. Goddard, Lawrence, Lloyd, Schultz. That ended the 12th. And then into the 13th, Goff, Wright, Leggett, Davis, and Hawkinson. Hawkinson went 13th round, people. All that just unknown and uncertainty up there in Minnesota right now. All right. Exactly where I left off. Look at that. No difference. No difference. You know what? Let's screw around. Do we want to do? Yeah, we're going to take the number 1 defense ranked this year, the Baltimore Ravens. Lock it in. I like Herbert to surprise this season. I say that every year. I say that every freaking year. Keon Coleman, that would have been a good pick. All right. You know what I'm going to do now? You know I'm going to go kicker. You know I'm going to go kicker. Elijah Mitchell wouldn't be terrible here. Hawkinson will be fine. Great value. It's amazing value if you get him there. Yeah, if you get him in the 13th round, that is amazing. Amazing value. He went 2 spots before Cole Kmet, people. Woo. Freiermuth, Vidal, Franklin. Herbert finally left. Kirk Cousins, the end of the 13th round, into the 14th. Roshan Johnson, you got Musgrave, Stafford, Pearsall. Sanders finally went. Allen, Allen. God, talk. All right. Now here we are. You know what? I generally go after, I've been going after Justin Tucker for like 10 years now. But now he's not the guy. He's still solid, trust me. He can kick it 60 yards. But I don't know, Baltimore's just changed, right? So he's not getting all the opportunities, and they're not going for 60 or 55-yard field goals. I like Brandon Aubrey, obviously, in this position. Fairbairn as well. If you can get any of these guys, you know, most people, they really do. They sleep on kickers. They don't care. They're like, who gives it, whatever. But there's weeks where some of these guys, they'll put up 20 points. They'll score more than your freaking receivers or your flex, your running back or whatever. Let's go ahead and we're going to draft Aubrey here. Just get it out of the way. All right. We're on the clock again. Let's see who went after Aubrey. Mayer, Mitchell. I would have picked Elijah Mitchell there. And then A.J. Dillon finally gone. Pierce, all the way down to the 14th round. Rolling into the 15th, you got a bunch of defenses. San Francisco, Dallas, New York, Cleveland, Buffalo. All right, this is where I've got one more pick, I'm pretty sure. Let me check my roster real quick. Nope, I got 2 more picks. This is when everybody else is going after their defense and kickers. And I'm like, I'm just going to kind of see what happens. Also, getting a dome kicker is underrated advantage. It really is. And like Young Hoku or Fairbairn, I like those guys. And then obviously, what the hell? God, dog, Brandon Aubrey, in Dallas. So, yeah, I'm telling you. And then, I'm telling you, Tucker kicks outdoors, man. He ain't got no problem with it. He ain't got no freaking problem with it. This kind of shows you the players that are left. It's mostly quarterbacks and things like that. Now, Auden, I do like Auden this year. If you're in a pinch and you need to get a super late round tight end, it'd be good. He's there. And then you got Quentin Johnston, Okonkwo. But let's see. They're recommending Gainwell. Let me check out my roster one more time. So I've got QB, running back, receiver, tight end. All right, let's go running back. We'll snag. I don't even want him at this point. He's just, there's really no upside. I draft him anyways. All right. Like there's nothing there. Tucker finally went off the board. All right, so nothing but kickers and defenses. Miami, Kansas City, Justin Tucker finally went. Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, New Orleans, Butker, Sanders, Tyler Bass, Minnesota D, Jake Elliott, Young Hoku. I think he's better than most of those guys. And then I think it didn't already have. No. I don't have a. You know what? I'm going to take a shot. DeMario Douglas. He's ECR is 166. He's wide receiver 66. His best is 142. His worst is 142. I guess he's just number 142. I don't know. Oh, God. Jamal Williams always looks crazy in his pictures. All right, we're going to pick him. So here's the draft board. It's like, see your draft. You sign up and they send it to you. You didn't get it. You know, you see this. You're like, oh, look at me. I got an A+. No, you got to sign up. Okay? You got to sign up. All right, here's my team. I got Lamar Jackson, Rashad White, Joe Mixon, Amon-Ra, St. Brown, Chris Olave, Terry McLaurin, Evan Ingram, Najee Harris, Baltimore Ravens D, and Brandon Aubrey, and they're all my starters. On the bench, I've got Zach Moss, Jacoby Myers, Jake Ferguson, Tua, Kenneth Gainwell, and DeMario Douglas. The two picks I don't like here are the last two I made. I hope they never have to be played. These are people I'll probably drop first for maybe some preseason trade or ads or whatever after training camp or something like that. I don't mind this team the more I look at it. Because even if I don't like Rashad White, I don't want to play him. I'm sliding in Zach Moss anyways. And then I'm totally fine with having Najee Harris as my flex. Like, that's a good situation to be in, right? You got Evan Ingram, stud, and you got a stud receiver here, the Sun God. Now, Chris Olave, he had some burst and some action, and obviously McLaurin is a steady hand on the ship up there, over there in Washington, I should say. So, if I had to switch people out, it'd be like Scary Terry put on the bench for Jacoby Myers or something. You know what I mean? So, but, like, this lineup that you see right here, this team, yeah, Gainwell and Douglas are going to be the first two to go. And if I got to make any changes, that's what's going to happen. Now let's take a look at the board. Here's your draft board. Let's go all the way to the top. Any surprises or any shocks here? I mean, you had Christian McCaffrey go 101, Tyreek Hill 102, Bijan Robinson, CeeDee Lamb. I mean, you're going to see in your home league, this is something we say all the time. You got to know who you're drafting with. Because if you got some crazy Cowboy fan that's going to take CeeDee Lamb 101 and you're the second pick, you're probably going to end up with Christian McCaffrey, you know. But I think CeeDee Lamb's going to have a great year. Jamar Chase always has a great year after, Joe Burrow gets hurt and comes back and he stays healthy. Oh, buddy, watch out. 50-point games going all around. The surprise, the low pick here is Justin Jefferson. And I say surprise just because of the name value alone, but I mean, you could be the best route runner, best hands in the league, playmaker, but if they can't get you the ball, you're just running routes, you know. Breece Hall here, I think that's way too early for him. You know, he's the third running back off the board in the first round. I would, over Breece Hall, personally, I would definitely take Jameer Gibbs, Jonathan Taylor. I'd take Saquon Barkley over him. I'm just not drafting him. I'm really not. And then Kyron Williams, I think that's a shock that he went. He went in the beginning of the second round, so that's not terribly bad. Pat Mahomes was the first QB off the board in the second round, late in the second round. Josh Allen, he went close to the middle of the third. Sam Laporta was the first tight end selected this year, the end of the third round, 310. Travis Kelce, 404. I don't really see anything else too insane, because once you get past the first couple rounds, and then everything's kind of like just business as usual, right? You're just building out your rosters. I'm pretty sure I took the first kicker and the first defense. I did. I know I had to. Yep. So Baltimore Ravens, I took them probably a full round early, but don't care. And I was the first one to take a kicker. Took them obviously 14-07. I went defense and kicker back to back. I wanted the best. I said that last year. I was like, you know what? I want studs. I want the best of the best. And then because your last two, it's like, who are you really going to pick up at that point? Would you substitute? I mean, if there's players there that you want, you get them. But if there's really no one else sitting there and you're like, oh, Miles Sanders. I mean, I would have took Ricky Pearsall maybe. I drafted him in the Dynasty League. And I'm just waiting on Deebo Samuel to get traded because he's going to slide right in. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, that's really it. Nothing. I mean, Tucker got taken in the 15th, so I wouldn't even have had a chance to get Brandon Aubrey, I think, because that team right there would have took him. Yeah, overall, not bad. I mean, this is, like I said, this is a great way to get in there and here, I'll make this board a little bit bigger for you to see where people are going, where the rankings are, things like that. But I mean, nothing to substitute for a real live action auction or a draft, excuse me. So if you can get your friends together or something like that, or people, that you can get in here with some randos and draft, right? Now you'll have some nutballs that do some screwy stuff, but I think really everybody's just looking kind of for the same thing, right? I want to see where people are going in what round. Obviously, this is a 12 team, so you do a 10 team, things are just going to be slightly off. But the number one thing I always tell everybody, you got to know who you're drafting with. Especially if there's players that you're kind of wanting for, and that you got. It's like drafting with Allen, right? If I want a Detroit Lion, I'm probably gonna have to pay. He's gonna pay the premium, right? He's not gonna land where you think he's gonna land because Allen's gonna take him one spot ahead, and if I want him, I got to take him 2 spots ahead, or if I get lucky enough to pick in front of him. The same thing with like Cowboy fans or Niner fans, stuff like that. So. It really does. It depends on who you're drafting with. But if you're playing with a bunch of randos, even like my other home team, home draft that I have with my buddies or family back in Kentucky, it's like, you can't get Bengal players. They take them all. So, all right, there's the board. Let me get that out of the way. There you go. So, yeah, I'm going to try to knock out these. It's a quick 30-minute little draft. You see where people are going. I think this is just how it's going to be. Christian McCaffrey's going to be your 101. I don't know how much longer, man. He's that freaking good. That offense is that freaking good. But Tyreek Hill, that guy set the world on fire. I mean, he was so fun to watch. Let's just be honest. Football's fun to watch. Most of these teams are great to watch. I love watching the red zone and then having the Sunday ticket up on the other TV and just keeping up with everything. It's phenomenal. Can't wait for football season. All right. That's it. I'm out of here. I'm exhausted. It's been a long day. Your old pal's got to unwind, get some rest. But don't miss Strikeout Beer, Wednesday, 7 p.m. Central Time. Audio's available wherever you can get it. But yeah, SP Fantasy Football. We'll keep pumping out some episodes. We had one last week, I think, for rookies. Do a couple more mock drafts and do some updates as we go. Make sure you follow us on X, YouTube, Facebook. We love you. See you next time. I'm RD. Thanks for listening to the SB Fantasy Football Podcast.